sometimes they don't even know where the critical part is and why they are showing it in the world in a different way. So once you go deeper and understand, and you don't become like another therapist there in the list, but you are their friend, someone that they can rely on, then they will say exactly what they are facing. So it will be easier. There are so many things that are there in their minds that you need to start uncovering up like slowly to be able to guide them better.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new TWISTCAST episode. My name is Peter, and today we will go raw and unpolished. There are people who don't just work with others, they lift them. And my guest today is one of those people. Every day he sits with students, emotions, expectations, and pressures they rarely express. And somehow he brings calm, clarity, and direction into that environment. He listens deeply, guides without forcing, and believes in people in ways they often don't believe in themselves. Guillermo, welcome to the show.
Hey, Peter, thank you so much. It is my pleasure to be here being part of this amazing new podcast.
Thank you very much, and pleasure having you here. So, Guillermo, you have been around young people navigating pressure, ambition, confusion, and hope. So, I would say all at the same time. And you seem to meet all that energy with so much patience and grounding. So, let me start right here. You are in Wellbeing, which is not just about comfort. So it's more about it's about resilience. So what's one thing you teach students about resilience that adults, for example, also need to hear?
What they do in their daily basis matters a lot, okay, and who they are grounded with also, it's very important. So for them to build habits to be resilient in all their projects and to achieve all those targets that they may have from school, from family, they need to keep doing it. It's not about a one day thing. You need to constantly keep practicing all those daily habits that you have there but that you may forget. And yeah, that's one of the most important ones.
Okay, you see people at their breaking moments and their breakthroughs. So what's the moment when you know a student is actually ready to grow?
It is when they accept what they did wrong. For us, not even only for students, it's very difficult to admit that we did a mistake, that we were doing it in an appropriate way, right? So once they understand that part, that they did it wrong, they will grow, because then they will start opening their minds to get new concepts and insights and guidance from those that already maybe did it in their past. So at that moment, whenever they fail and they recognize it, they start growing. And all of us overall, we do it in the same way, no?
Yes, absolutely agree. And I would like to add up on this question. So you mentioned those moments that they accepting they might be wrong. I mean, them or us, everyone. Do you feel that that moment usually comes suddenly, or does it build slowly over time for most students or people overall?
It takes time for us to agree with ourselves that okay, we commit a mistake and now we need to solve it, or we need to improve it, we need to get out of this. You need to practice it, and again, the night before going to sleep, think of it, and then okay, tomorrow I will improve it. And if I'm doing it wrong, then I will not be shy to go ahead and ask questions and ask for a guidance, right?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. That's kind of like a natural flow that usually goes and moving forward in life. And I believe it needs a certain stage of life to actually realize that.
Because a part of that also, like, our ego is very important. So sometimes it may not let us be ourselves, even though we are in the wrong situation or we are doing it in the wrong way. So that's their impacting it, that don't let us go ahead and feel that failure.
Absolutely. I really love that. And it also makes me now wonder about you because recognizing that moment in others usually comes from somewhere personal, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like again, once you connect with others and you need to hear all what they are going through, you need to find those moments that you have been facing those issues in your past to connect with them in a better way. So I need to like put my title down and I just need to be like their older brother, okay, or someone that is there, a random person that is there listening to what they are saying, but still giving them insights and guidance. So that's what I'm saying. Like my ego needs to go away, and I just need to speak, not with what they want to hear, but with the truth, you know. And again, in a way that they will be able to get out of that critical situation.
I love it. Honestly, your mindset really, I would say, matches your personality and how you approach to your students. You often talk about giving your best, attracting respect, and staying grounded at the same time. What you just explained to us. I'm really curious to ask you where does that mindset come from for you?
I don't know if you have heard about my previous background, but for sure.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm a musician, a part of a welfare manager. So back in Venezuela, I was also a music trainer. So I'm a music trainer
Mhm.
for the violoncello. Once you start teaching kids and different ages, not only kids but also adults, yeah, how to play an instrument, it doesn't take one day. It doesn't take only one way to do it. There are multiple ways to take the ball, to take the handle part of the instrument, and for that you need to adjust yourself to all those people that are there next to you. So it comes with time. It comes with time and with experience after realizing that as soon as you meet more people and guide them in a difficult way, or just in a way that they will be able to understand what you want to teach them, you also start getting some knowledge out of it. So that resilience first comes from home, from parents to all, from all that they have been guiding us through in our childhood, for sure, because like habits that I have right now are not just from last week. I've been building them since the beginning. And now I'm just like maybe improving them or adjusting it due to the situation. So it comes from home. Then apart from that, from like the daily basis that you are doing, and if you are expending the more of your time in your job place, then it will be like focus on that part as well, like with your students, with your clients, how you deal with them, how you manage the pressure and the anxiety that you may feel once you are going in a critical or difficult moment or situation.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, especially coming from a musician. You are technically trained to listen, to adjust, and to meet people where they are. And in that way, not really force anyone into one rigid path. And that kind of flexibility actually becomes even more important when someone isn't doing really well. That I could connect to my next question to you as well is that when students come to you, let's say they can be overwhelmed, that can be confused, or even lost, completely lost. It happens to some people. Where do you even start? What's the first question that opens them up?
So a lot of people have, and we overall, we have so many things that we need to deal with. So I need to put all of them in a list, you know, because we cannot resolve all of them at the same time. So we need to find the most critical one and start solving that one. And then the rest of them will come as soon as we fix the bigger issue. So we need to understand the level of all of those situations that they are facing and then start with the primary one. So that's the thing, like how we also manage our tasks, like priorities in this way is like the bigger issue or what we feel that is affecting us the most is the one that we need to solve in the beginning, and then the rest will come like with some time. Yeah.
So you've been a cellist for years. And my main question here is that do you think the discipline from music can help someone build better well-being habits. So how do those worlds meet for you? Because I would say, yes, they have a connection, but they're two separate fields,
Yeah.
music and coaching, and let's say being a well-being manager with people. So how do those worlds meet for you?
So whenever you are a musician, and in my case that I'm a music trainer, you need to learn how to play a small note as well as a whole music sheet. I would say that is while practicing it, because it doesn't take one day to learn how to play an instrument. It could take you like 2 3 years. So while repeating the same notes, you understand how you will be able to play in the future with an orchestra, how you'll be able to understand the whole music sheet. So I would say, yes, the practice is what is necessary there. Those daily and difficult steps that you do are very important.
I would call it all together as repetition, with, where people say the repetition is the mother of learning. Overall, it's the same logic behind any kind of personal growth. You don't transform through theory. So it's mainly through doing something enough number of times of repetitions that it becomes part of you.
Exactly.
And that take us to the big one that I want to ask you. Uh, we talk so much about motivation, Guillermo, but you work more with consistency. So how do you help someone build habits that don't collapse when life gets heavy?
I would say that we can force someone to do something that they are not willing to be open to resolve it. So they need to be really passionate about whatever they are going to do, and they need to love it in order to have consistency and repeat it every day. Because I cannot tell them like, okay, just because you need to study and get good grades, go and study every night from 8 to 9 p.m. They may not feel it that way. Some people, they like to uh, study or work at the night, in the middle of the night. Whatever you feel the most that will match with your inner part, you need to practice it. So you need to understand where those hours are, who are the person that you like to deal with, and if you feel comfortable about whatever you are going to do, then that's how you will be able to plan it and have consistency on it.
If there is no real passion behind it, I start from myself, and I believe that most people believe in the same thing. The habit will collapse the moment life gets heavy.
Yeah.
If you are not motivated and you become super busy or something more difficult happens in your life, you will just give up. You deal with emotional weight daily. So you hear students' frustration, pressure, uncertainty, and probably so many things that, I mean, considering their age, probably don't feel like something super exciting and but for them it is, and you need to approach with certain skills and understanding, putting yourself to their age. But I would like to twist a little bit here. What's one thing you learned about people that changed the way you guide them?
While talking to people, students, and just whoever is there around me, I understood that sometimes they don't even know where the critical part is and why they are feeling it in that way. So we need to go deeper and not start asking random questions about their family or their roots. No, no, no. It's not about that. But just like let them be open with themselves, and we need to be there listening carefully and understanding where the issue is, why they are feeling in that way, and why they are showing it in the world in a different way. So once you go deeper and understand, and you don't become like another therapist there in the list, but you are their friend, someone that they can rely on, then they will say exactly what they are facing. So it will be easier. So before, maybe I was assuming that only one issue was there, but no, there are so many things that are there in their minds that we need to start uncovering up like slowly to be able to guide them better.
And that's the tricky part. Literally, what I understand and can relate it to is finding the root cause. So we often zoom in on one thing only and then assume it's the whole story. But you also mentioned here that as a therapist, do you consider your role as a well-being manager actually being a therapist for your students?
It is. No, if you think about what we as a student welfare managers we do, we actually need to solve more things. We need to find what maybe in their childhood happened that now is reflecting back to their life or to our life, because we all have been going through different things for our life, not only in our childhood, but maybe something happened that impacted your life when you were 13 years old, when you traveled to a different country. So a welfare manager is a therapist. Yeah. I wouldn't say a psychologist, but a therapist is that person that can listen to you and it's open like to understand and to not judge.
You mentioned it's not a psychologist. Do you think it is difficult for you sometimes? Who is your own psychologist? Are you able to do a therapy on yourself, or you actually need someone in your life who will help you with that?
I have one, and maybe it will sound cliche, but it is my mom. So there is always like a family member that is there impacting in your life and that can guide you in a good way, because the passion, the love is there and they really care. It's just like whenever you start talking to that person, you start feeling something different in your mind and in your body, that somehow you express all that tension that you had. And it's a mutual connection, because then also from her side, in this way, she's also explaining things and finding the solution through my talks. So there is always one person in your life. It could be your mom, your partner, could be your son, that will be there understanding and that will help a lot, really.
Wonderful, and I completely feel you here, Guillermo. Mom love and I mean overall family love is something really valuable and priceless. This can calm us down significantly, and it's very important to have a support from your family or from your close ones or anything else where you find your peace. Thank you for this honest response. Last one before we move to some small twist game. I would like to ask you if you could revert time, would you become a well-being manager again, even though you know how stressful and how tense it could be in certain days?
Yeah, I love what I do, and it's been there since my childhood. So even when I was back home at high school, my close friends were there asking me questions, and I was guiding them in a ethical, professional way, even though I was just in 11th grade, and they were like, "Oh my god, but are you my psychologist or what?" And then I was just, "No, I just really like to go ahead without covering anything and just guiding you in a professional and in a way that will suit whatever you are going through." So yeah, it's been always there. It's something that I really love. So I would love to be there whenever someone need it. And yeah, I would do it again 100 times.
That's actually wonderful because I think I can hear and feel the emotion and strength about this profession or your expertise when you are describing this. Means that you have passion, you have love for it, and that makes it consistent and pushes you to constantly grow into the field where you are. And I believe that saying, even though we know what's the weight of your role, you say you would start it, you would do it again, and this is really valuable approach, which says a
Yeah.
lot about you.
Yeah. But
Thank you
also
very much
like
for it.
now thinking, while I am talking in my daily basis with the students, with people, guiding them, also once I'm back at home, sometimes I feel that I don't want to talk to anyone, because like I'm already consumed and I need to drain all that energy. So sometimes also I need to connect with myself in order to like set up my mind again. So that happens also a lot, that after a long day, converse like having different conversations with students and my colleagues and people that who may need my help, then I don't want to know about the world and about others anymore until again, like somehow I reset myself. So that's something that, yeah, I didn't realize before.
Do you think that being a well-being manager or any other person that deals with the mental set of people they face draining or sucking out that energy from people daily.
For sure, for sure. Like we are giving our best. And again, these are not answers that we prepare in advance because everyone comes with different situations and with different problems. So for sure it drains our energy and consumes our mind and even like feelings. So in my case, I also take a break and then I'm back again to what I love to do the most.
We all need to find our vent part where where we can just refresh our minds to be able to stay sane. Because again, this role is something that really requires a strong mindset. Do you think that anyone could do this role?
No, this role is not for everyone. Through my experience while guiding others, they at the end of the therapy or of the talk, they are like, "Oh my god, I wouldn't be there in your shoes," because you need to connect in a different way with those that are there next to you. And again, not letting all those thoughts consume your mind is very difficult, and not everyone has that capacity.
And I believe that the feeling after making someone feel better is priceless.
Oh my god, that is insane. Yeah, it's like it's really good. It's just like whenever you win a competition and then you are there screaming. Yeah, it feels in that way, and I love it. It's really cool.
A small tweak here. Have you had those days when you say, I'm done with being a well-being manager? I don't want to be a therapist to anyone anymore. This is just too much. And that you just convert after a couple of hours when you cool down and reset.
We all face these things, not only as a therapist, not only as a welfare manager, but in your work, even with your family, with the person that you love the most. Sometimes you are just done. So we need to pay attention to that because sometimes it may affect whatever we are going to do after that. Once I cool down, then it's easier for me to understand that yeah, this is what I love to do and I would never stop doing it.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much, Guillermo, for those thoughtful answers. And all right, before we go to the next question and almost to the end of this episode, I have a small twist for you. So I will give you a few pets. So real situations you hopefully, usually face in well-being. You choose the one you would follow, and you will tell me why it creates better well-being. Are you ready?
Yeah, ready. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. I will read scenarios for you. The first one is the silent student. So, a student who shows up every day, does the work or any other activity that they have, but never speaks. What would you do? Do you invite them for a gentle check in, or you wait for them to approach when they are ready?
You need to go in advance and just see their characteristics and go ahead and ask this as a random talk because maybe whenever they feel that they can go and ask for help, it will be too late. So yeah, you need to go in advance. Do not wait until they come to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Second scenario is about students who are overthinkers. So let's try this one. A student comes to you with a problem. They've been overthinking for weeks,
Okay.
but they approach us at the last minute. My question here is, do you help them solve it, or you help them detach and see themselves beyond the problem? It's a bit
Yeah.
tough one.
But whenever you're overthinking it, yeah, you need to be aside as a third person, not as part of the group. And then that's how you will stop that situation or that issue that you are facing. I had them understanding what they need to do to solve the problem. I cannot solve it, yeah. So I need to guide them in a way that they realize how they can connect and how they can go ahead and clear it up.
Okay, so you technically try to help them see themselves beyond that problem and then also solve it at the same time.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. That's very wise decision. Let's move to the third scenario, which is the burnout sign of students. Burnout is very important to escalate when it occurs. And in your case, with students, let's say a student says everything is fine, We all know that that's a red alert straight away. So the student says everything is fine, but you can tell they're shutting down. So you can see that. So do you push for the truth or create space and let them feel safe first?
Yeah, they need to feel safe and comfortable while delivering their answers and while expressing what they are going through and while explaining the situation. So you cannot just go ahead and ask randomly what is the issue, because that comes directly to your mind, and unconsciously you will just answer in a way that will clear it and solve it. We just need to start with a normal talk. It's a random person that they could have found in the street, and then after that you will create the atmosphere for them to express accordingly with the truth and to say exactly what they are going through.
Amazing. I think that this path you just described actually protects their well-being long term moving
And it
forward.
protects it, yeah, because we are all like responding to all those questions and we may feel attacked. But instead, if you go and you create the proper atmosphere while delivering the truth, while being connected with those that are there, then it will be easier.
What is one answer you never give because they need to find it themselves?
Oh, that's a really good one. And yeah, what others needs to find is that it's fine to fail, it's fine to be down and to commit the mistake, because without you doing it, you will not be able to grow. And without you going through that hard situation, you won't grow properly. Do not be scared of like feeling down. You can cry, it's fine. That will help you to release a lot of emotion that you may have there inside of your mind and that may be affecting your personal life, your work life, or whatever you are dealing with.
Yeah, I'm just imagining and recalling some situation from my past, and this is very beautifully said, honestly, and it's very true. If you protect someone from every fall, there are examples where parents keep their children fully protected in their very young age, so they block them from every level of growth in the future. I believe there are so many scenarios like this, and I don't think it comes as an intention. It's more like a protection, but overprotecting is never good. We need to find our own way of dealing in life. So some answers only land when life teaches them. It cannot be otherwise. Guillermo, what is one reflective question you believe that every listener should ask themselves this week?
It would be, are you good with yourself? So for you to go ahead, solve problems, work, study, you need to understand what your emotions are. Do you know who you are? So ask yourself that question, and then all the issues or the problems that you are going through will cool down.
Wonderful, Guillermo. And thank you for sharing the part of your work that most people never see, because many of us don't have a close touch with professions and people like you. And that emotional side, the quiet side, the part where real change actually starts, that's where you actually dominate. Really appreciate for being with us today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you too. I hope to see you in a next TWISTCAST.
Before you go, take a moment for yourself. Sometimes the biggest shift happens when you pause and acknowledge what's actually going on inside you. Not to fix it, just to notice it. If one line or one moment from today's conversation with Guillermo stayed with you, don't rush past it. Let it sit, because that's actually where the real growth starts. Take care of yourself, and I will meet you in the next episode. See you next Monday. Bye.